Welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. Today, I'd like to talk to another underrated film that I just happened to finally have the chance to watch, and my apologies for being away. Things get too busy. And I'm trying to work on to make this more consistent, and well, let's see if I can do that. This film, I just happened to have the pleasure to finally watch it, and it's a very unique film. I think there's a lot of layers to it. It's definitely not a film for everybody, and it does feel like uh, this is not a kid's movie, definitely for sure. And this is called The House. It's an anthology, dark comedy, surreal film, animated film, stop motion. I think it's from Britain because I think the whole cast is from British actors. It's a story centered on different time periods, different eras that centers around this specific house where you have uh, each story kind of unravel on its own, where it's was specifically centered around this specific house and with three different time periods. Well, the first one, and it's set during, I'm going to assume it's set during the 1800s, somewhere, of a poor family that is given an offer to move into a very lucrative house. And things go a little bit haywire where the invitation that they've gotten to live in that house, things start to go very weird and strange. Uh, Inside of it. The second story follows, and this gets a little weird, a rat acting like a human. Well, it's centered where you have a bunch of humans, rats looking like humans, whatever. Um, where you have this, uh, where you have this house sales guy. This I forgot what it's called. He's trying to sell this house. He was living in the house momentarily until he could sell it, and he is encountered with a bunch of other parties that are interested into the house, but things start going downhill where he gets uh where one thing kind of happens after another. Uh Especially with these people that invited themselves into the house unwelcomely. And then the third story centers on where this hotel carrier is trying to keep all her guests together and trying to fix up her motel, which is the same design house, and it's all falling apart, and everybody else wants to leave while she's trying to collect money from everybody to fix up the house. And this is a very strange movie, but it's a movie where if you're patient with it, it can go to some very unique places. It's very unpredictable. You don't know where it's going to go. You kind of don't know where each story is going to lead, but you do know it's not going to end very well, except for the last story. The last story ends very heartfeltly. Um, each story has their look of consumerism and how consumerism can ruin people's lives, and how we could just get so invested and corrupted by things that we attach ourselves to, things we consume that we think are were valuable, and where we could basically ignore other aspects of 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 life. And you see that very well in especially in the second and third stories, where I think the second uh actually no, I think the second and third stories really flesh that out very well. Um, because I like the idea with the second story where this man is trying to get this house sold, and he is dealing with a bunch of scenarios where he's dealing with a bug problem, and there's a bunch of cockroaches infested into the house, and well, also that he's dealing with some other parties that want the house, and then he's trying to make the house look nice, and he gets so wrapped up into this house while he's also trying to deal with somebody on the other line, and it's like one thing after another, things kind of collide where the guy just feels like the situation is very claustrophobic for him. And then the third story is where we pretty much tie ourselves to so much of these things, like this lady, she's trying to keep her hotel fixed and infatuated that she is losing. She's not realizing she's losing all her relationships and her friendships by desiring to keep this house secure and hopefully well kept to continue running on her business. This hotel. I think the scariest, because there's horror elements into this. There are horror elements into this movie that I don't recommend this for kids. I recommend this for more cinephiles or something that you're looking for original ideas. Even though it's stop motion animation, this is definitely not a kids movie. It's very gothic horror. Um, some languages that do pass on here and there, but it's so dark, especially with the first story. It does enter, I think, for my personal taste, horror. It does enter a very horror element that could turn turn people away because it does get very dark. And do be open minded that when you do watch this film, um, because again, this movie is like a three-act structure where its main theme is consumerism and how people are manipulated by it. Um, it does go into some very touchy subjects that are not for kids. That are not for kids at all. But I thought this film was very well developed, well good. I mean, there were parts in there that were very funny, but I do think it's very dark enough to where it's not as funny as I would have thought it would be. But it's very fascinating if you take the time to really be open to it. But it can be off-putting. It can be very off-putting. I could see a project like this run by A24, but hell, I'm also glad that Netflix has it because I mean, I'm glad Netflix is diversifying their taste of what they allow on their platform. But I do recommend this. I'm finally glad I had the chance to finally watch this. And yeah, if you guys have seen The House, let me know in the comment section below. Well, what is your favorite underrated movie?